How is it that some people seem to have an endless supply of willpower while others struggle to resist the smallest temptation and often procrastinate? What if I told you that willpower isn't just a personality trait, but it's actually a skill that you can develop and strengthen? Hi, this is Life Actually by Celine, where I'm just trying to figure out this whole life thing and sharing the lessons and some good books along the way. Today, I want to talk about willpower. I mean, everything about willpower. So, 1 year ago, while browsing at the local bookstore, one book stood out to me the most because of its title, because it said Willpower Rediscovering the Greatest Human Strength by Baumeister and Tierney. And I was so, curious about this book because it said the willpower is the greatest human strength. And I wanted to know if it really is, and if so, how can we really use it, for our own benefit. So I decided to give it a read. So here's the main idea from this book. In the book, authors basically share that willpower is our ability to control impulses, make conscious decisions, and follow through with plans. So basically, it's like a muscle that gets stronger with use, but it can also get tired if we use it too much. And one of the key takeaways from the book is that willpower can be built up through small, consistent exercises in self-control. So, for example, simple things like improving your posture or sticking to a daily habit can make a big difference over time. Also, authors talk a lot about ego depletion, which means that self-control is a limited resource that can run out if it's used too much. And the author Baumeister and his team found this idea from this fascinating study. It's called Cookies and Radish. Basically, researchers conducted an experiment where participants were split into two different groups. One group was placed in a room with a plate of freshly baked cookies and radishes. And they were told they could only eat the radishes, not the cookies. But the second group was allowed to eat the cookies. So basically, first group had to resist their temptations, while the second group didn't have any challenge or, those resistance. And after a while, both groups were given a series of difficult puzzles to solve. And the researchers found that the group who had to resist eating the cookies gave up on the puzzles much faster than the group that was allowed to eat. So what does this mean? It basically shows that willpower is a limited resource. When the participants used their willpower to resist the cookies, they basically wasted their willpower and their mental energy. So they have very less mental energy left to tackle the challenging puzzles than the other group. And this phenomenon is known as ego depletion, like I mentioned, basically where the act of exerting self-control in one area depletes our ability to exert self-control in the other areas. So to manage this, they suggest that we could start set routines to reduce decision fatigue and focus on important tasks to save our willpower. Our willpower starts strong in the morning, but it can fade as the day goes on, basically making it harder to tackle bigger tasks in the evening. So we end up procrastinating or just, sometimes we just give up on those tasks because we just don't have enough willpower. We're not lazy, we just didn't use our willpower wisely. Another real-life example that I thought about was, have you ever heard how some successful people seem to wear the same outfit every single day? So for example, I think Steve Jobs and his black turtleneck or Mark Zuckerberg's gray t-shirt are one of the, common examples that we can name of. There is this method to this fashion madness. They're basically eliminating the decision of what to wear each morning and actually, saving their willpower for more important choices throughout the day. And I think it's very smart way to, use your willpower wisely. And it's a prime example of how reducing decision fatigue can boost your overall willpower. So basically, authors highlight the importance of managing our willpower wisely. Because if we use up our willpower on small decisions or temptations, we might struggle with more important tasks later on. That's why strategies like setting up routines and making healthy habits are so important, because they help to save our willpower for when we really need it. In 2020, Alexandra Touroutoglou and their colleagues published a groundbreaking paper titled The Tenacious Brain: How the Interior Mid-Cingulate Contributes to Achieving Goals. And this research is reshaping how we think about willpower and goal achievement. So basically, the team found that the AMCC plays an important role in what they call tenacious goal pursuit. It doesn't just help us resist temptation in the moment, but it actually helps us to learn from our experience of, practicing self-control. This means that every time you choose to do that difficult task instead of procrastinating or just, giving up or resist that tempting snack, you're not just winning in the moment, you're actually training your brain to be better at self-control in the future. Okay, now then let's talk about action steps that the authors talk about and also the research paper mentions. So like I said, everyone can improve their willpower because it's a skill, and by taking some action steps, we can improve our willpower and finally exit that lazy era and procrastination. So first action step the authors talk about in the book is setting clear goals. Baumeister emphasizes the importance of setting clear, specific, and most importantly, attainable goals. It's like having a GPS for your journey. You need to know exactly where you're headed and how you can go there. So write down your goals and make them as specific as possible, because clear goals help focus your efforts and direct your willpower effectively. And second tip is that practicing self-control exercises. Like I mentioned in the beginning, practice small self-control exercises on a daily basis. Think of this as going to the gym for your brain. Engage in regular acts of self-control to strengthen your willpower. You can start with small challenges. For example, if you don't want to look at your phone first thing in the morning, start to resist that temptation. Like for 30 minutes, I'm not gonna look at my phone in the morning, and have that goal in your mind and try to practice it on a daily basis. That way, you're basically doing that exercise all the time. And these little exercises gradually will build your self-control muscle over time, because it's all about consistency. If you do it consistently, you will see the result. Step 3 is create and maintain routines. Establishing consistent routines reduces decision fatigue, and it basically saves your willpower for important tasks. So the author gives an example of Anthony Trollope, who had a super disciplined writing routine. So whether it's your morning routine or your work schedule, stick to it and make it a habit. This way you save your mental energy for what really matters. And step 4 is monitoring and managing your resources. Be mindful of situations that can drain your willpower, like stress or fatigue, or if there's too many things that you need to choose from or make decision. It's like keeping an eye on your phone battery. You need to recharge, and sometimes you need to, know how to turn it off. Manage these factors with techniques like mindfulness, getting enough sleep, and eating balanced diet. Keep your mental and physical energy levels high so you're ready to tackle anything. And last but not least, fifth step is utilize implementation intentions. Plan ahead for obstacles by creating specific strategies to overcome them. It's like having a game plan for when things get tough. For example, if you're trying to avoid junk food, your plan could be, if I'm tempted to snack, then I will grab an apple instead, or I will brush my teeth. And this way, implementation intentions will help preserve willpower by providing clear responses to challenging situations. Okay, so there you have it, all the action steps that you can take to improve your willpower. And I hope you stay on track with your goals no matter what comes your way, no matter how challenging it is. Just resist and fight for it and see the result after a while. I think everyone has this dream or goal of being their best version at least once in their life, and most of the time what is the real obstacle for us is laziness and procrastination. And I mean, we're human beings, we are supposed to be lazy, we're supposed to procrastinate because that's the nature of human being. But there are times we need to push ourselves, and we don't want to lose that great timing or certain opportunities, because sometimes some opportunities just doesn't happen to you again. When you have a chance, let's start practicing your willpower and let's start getting more done, and let's exit that lazy era altogether. So that's all I wanted to share, and this is why I did this video. So yeah, that's it for today's video, and till next time, keep dreaming. Thank you. Bye.